trapped to the tabernacle, still 10 toes. Mr. King preached truth, yeah, everybody knows. I was raised by the block, now I walk with the word. Used to pull up with heat, now straight from the verse. Sunset coast where the real ones talk. Ex-gang turned save, now I walk that walk. Stories from the street with a heavenly spin. If you ain't met a hood preacher, let the sermon begin.
Church, before I even start, I just want to clarify. This week was a personal attack. I sat down to prepare this sermon, opened my Bible, lit a candle, and I checked the news. And said, Lord, you got jokes this week. Let me get this straight. A CEO gets shot by a man on a dirt bike wearing a Santa Claus mask. In Ohio. Church, Ohio is already suspicious, and now we got holiday-themed violence. I ain't never trusted Ohio. Ain't nothing in the Bible say, and on the 8th day God created Cleveland. No, that was a side project. Santa on a dirt bike in Ohio, that ain't a crime. That's seasonal depression with horsepower. And let's be honest, if any state was gonna have a man on a dirt bike in a Santa mask causing chaos, it was gonna be Ohio. Florida said, finally, it ain't us. And then, people try to rush him to the hospital, and the trooper said, nobody's moving. Sir, this ain't no Walmart line on Black Friday. This is not hold your place. This is a human being. Somebody yelling drive, trooper yelling stop. And Ohio just sit there like, yeah, sounds about right. Protocol said secure the scene. Common sense said save the man. And Ohio said, let's form a committee. And then the great state of Ohio said, good news. We created a Department of Justice. Okay, yeah, all right, that's cool. Then they said in the same breath, we had to cancel the SWAT training for it. Ohio, you ain't serious. So now we got paperwork, but nobody ready for Santa on a dirt bike. We got forms, but no run training. We got judges, but no duck and cover. You can't paperwork your way out of chaos. Ain't nobody ever survived a shootout like, hold on, let me file this correctly under A, B, C. At this point, Church, Ohio don't need reform. Ohio needs a group project leader. Somebody gotta stand up and say, all right, y'all, we not doing this right. And then we got March Madness. Ohio State got sent home first round by TCU. Judge, not only is the city chaotic, the team is too. Ohio State said, we're representing the state. TCU said, no, you're not. Y'all lost so fast. Your bags were still warm from the bus ride. At this point, Ohio's taking L's in basketball, public safety, and even decision-making. Judge, everybody under investigation. Police under investigation, government under pressure, Ohio State under elimination. At this point, the only thing stable in Ohio is confusion. And don't get me started on that potato salad. Sister Linda made it. Ain't nobody seen her make it. Ain't nobody trusted it. But it keeps showing up. Now hold on. Let me bring it back in. Because behind all the jokes, somebody lost their life. That part ain't funny. That's real. There's a family sitting right now somewhere saying, what just happened? What just happened? But here's what I'm saying. When everything feels chaotic, when systems don't make sense, when Ohio is just being Ohio, you gotta be the one with the sense. You don't need a badge to think. You don't need a title to care. You don't need permission to do what's right. And I don't know who you are, where you are, riding dirt bikes wearing Santa mask in March, for goodness sakes. But you need Jesus and a calendar. Better yet, come to the church first. Let me pray for you, then go make your bad decisions. But for the rest of us, be better, think faster, and care louder. Because if we don't, next week's gonna be even worse. Church, this week was a mess. But we don't have to be. Y'all take care. God bless. Amen.